Just like doing your taxes or washing your hands or wiping I feel like your personal curriculum is just as essential, especially in this day and age, because times are changing rapidly and drudgery work is turning into something that humans don't have to do anymore, which personally changes my original career plan / thoughts on my career quite a lot. And in the beginning of this year, I created my first all-encompassing personal curriculum for the first quarter of 2026. So let's see how I did. I'm going to add a property here. This is Notion, by the way. I am going to add a property in here, proficiency level. I'm going to rate myself just based off of my current feeling and tell you why I feel that way. And perhaps you and I can learn something together while going through this. So for deep AI integration, so why I wanted to learn is, I kind of just said that in the beginning of this video. Times are really changing, and I feel that being able to be an orchestrator of AI tools that help you to do the drudgery work that you are used to doing manually is important. So for me, I actually did a huge 360 in my everyday work life through becoming really proficient in using open code to build prototypes and even fully fledged web applications. Now I am way more comfortable not only in my skills as a product manager, but also in my skills building and coding stuff. Of course, I still need my devs to check my work, but most of the time it turns out great. So I would put my proficiency level here at level high. Data literacy, to be honest, I don't even remember what I wanted to achieve with this, so we can open it and see. It does seem like I did my homework here. So it's apparently the George Washington University say that data literacy is a must-have skill for managers. It goes beyond basic ability to read a dashboard and understand a metric. It's the sophisticated skill set required to interpret and contextualize complex data, especially AI-generated insights to drive strategic forward-looking decisions. With this one, I think I would go medium, mainly because I hadn't had a project where I could apply this learning to, which is something that's pretty important to me. I need a project in order to actually learn something in a hands-on kind of way, because that's the best way that I learn. So I'll put that on a medium, and I will make a plan to invest more time in learning that in the second quarter of this year. So strategic agility, what I meant by this is to plan better. To a certain extent, this also includes prompt engineering, becoming better at knowing what to ask artificial LLMs in order to achieve a certain result, and to also contextually make decisions based on what I now know about macroeconomics and the way that world economics work in a larger sense. So I think I started my MBA in the beginning of this year, and I think that because of that, feel a lot more secure based on the knowledge that I've acquired, making more strategic macroeconomic decisions regarding the products that I build. So I for sure would go high on this one. Also, there was a goal that I had, which is to learn more about portfolio diversification. And I actually also grew my personal investment portfolio. I know it's not the same thing as working on a larger scale, on a business scale, but I learned stuff about the Sharpe ratio, the Trainer ratio, how to calculate whether an investment is going to have a large return and stuff like that. So I'm really excited about this topic specifically, and I feel like I did not waste my time with learning on this one. So here, technical and creative skills. While technical fluency is on the rise, so is the need for distinctly human-centric skills that AI can't replicate. I'm really happy to have invested in my art this first quarter of the year. I've been able to actually sit down, and I also fixed my attention span with this. I've been sitting down and actually creating more of my art, and I also created an Instagram account for it, which I'm very excited about. And if you want to follow it, there's probably going to be comments or a description or some kind of thing under this video. Take a look at that. and it just feels so much, I feel much more intact with my human side and not just always focusing on business and like, you know, becoming a better product manager and stuff like that, like my career and stuff. So there's that, and I feel like that the calmness that creating art has given me has trickled down into my everyday work life too. So yeah, the storytelling part here, the ability to craft compelling narratives around a product's vision, blah, blah, blah. I feel like that's a work in progress for sure, but I'm trying to get better at that by making more videos like this. So I will give this one a medium. Fluent in Dutch. So there's no description here, but the title speaks for itself. Fluent in Dutch. I wouldn't say I'm fluent, although I plan to do an online test to see what my level is, and I feel it is above B1 now, especially with listening and reading, but speaking is another topic. So I'll put this on medium, and I definitely didn't put enough time into becoming fluent in Q1. So there's this one, data ethics and governance. There is a module in my MBA that is actually about that, but I wouldn't say that I have given this much attention, so I would go for low. Business and sales. So this one is very relevant for me right now because I'm trying to scale the agency that I currently work for. Because the world of agency work is changing so much, you have to actually pick a niche and become good at that one niche and like have lots of case studies. So I'm trying to do that, but I feel like I'm failing here because I like in my core I feel I'm not a salesperson, and I also feel that I don't know if someone came to me and they asked me for advice on sales, I wouldn't know what to tell them except just keep trying, and I don't think that's good enough of an advice. So yeah, I do feel, however, because I'm focused on learning about what is happening locally, like market insights about what's happening locally, that has become part of my everyday habits to look into that and do research on that. So for sure that has become better. And I've also been using more CRM tools, like I got into Apollo.io, but then once I started using that a little more, I realized that there are shortcomings. I kind of talked to my co-worker and we decided to build our own product that solves this problem for us of like finding leads, contacting them, and doing cold sales. And this product is now already in like fully fledged, so, and it's working, except that the human part where I actually have to turn the lead into a paying client, that's another story. So I will put this on medium. Then I actually wanted to do a course on market research, but I don't think that's relevant to me. SAP certification, I haven't looked into this at all, so low. And there was this one thing I saw people posting, like putting like the LinkedIn certifications inside of their profile. So I'm thinking of doing a couple of those, one of them being the like optimizing your pricing strategy. I don't know if like they're going to be very useful to me, but it's worth a go. So I will go for low because I didn't do any of them. So let's start adding more things that I want to learn in 2026. It's funny because in the beginning of the year I was more focused on like expanding my technical skills as well, but like now, especially with open code, I don't have that need at all. So I would add a cold sales in German, because I don't feel confident enough to have like a cold call with a potential client in German. If you don't know, and if you haven't noticed, German is not my first language, it's my third language. So it's definitely a little iffy for me to do like more complicated stuff in German. Everyday stuff is fine, and like, work stuff is fine, but talking to clients is a little bit, I need to be more professional, so I would need to learn and practice especially. So I will add that. And another thing that I have been wanting to freshen my knowledge up on is GDPR and like regulations in the DACH area. regarding building AI apps for my clients that I currently work with, and also generally just to kind of freshen up on those laws because they change all the time. And for now, that's all that I want to keep learning in the next quarter. So for sure, I would recommend doing this because this way you can keep yourself accountable. And I hope that I've inspired you to also create a personal curriculum. Tell me in the comments if you've done so and what your strategy is to kind of stick to it. Cheers.